Hi, everybody. This is Frank Clifford, and welcome to another episode of Astrologer Frank Answers, which is an opportunity for me to answer some of your more specific questions about your birth chart, along with questions generally about astrology, things you may have read about the signs or planets. And hopefully I can offer perspective that's thoughtful and helpful, and if I'm lucky, maybe inspiring too. Okay, so I have a question about vocation from Selena. And before I share the question and share her chart, I want to share something with you. It's from the LSA course 301, where we cover vocation. And the three areas I tend to look at when we're looking at somebody's calling, not just their job, but their sense of what I want to be in my life. How do I want to develop my work into something meaningful? The three areas you look at are the sun sign, that includes aspects, major aspects to the sun, the moon, as well as aspects and its sign, and the midheaven, known as the medium celli, the MC. And I always say to people, follow your sun. The sun is such an important part of who we're in the process of becoming. It's what makes us feel alive. It's how we really build character, what makes our heart sing. And if we do a bit of what our sun sign says, we feel like we're living, we're prospering, we're doing the work we were born to do. So follow your sun, but also feed your moon on a daily level. The moon talks about the daily rhythms. It's the environment at work. It's the people around us. It's the type of job we do, the processes, the daily work needs. I call it the backpack. It's the things that we take with us everywhere that we find important and essential for our day-to-day happiness, our day-to-day well-being. It's really about being fed. So the moon sign and any major aspects, conjunctions, squares, oppositions usually are going to describe what you fundamentally need day to day. And then the midheaven is very much about your reputation. I've written a lot over the years on the MC, the midheaven, and it's really about the flowering of who we are into society, how we can share who we were born to be and what we need, our talents, with the rest of the world. So think of the MC as a prism shining the light of the rest of the chart through that in order to gain either some recognition, to make a contribution, to gain some sort of social status. It's also the best pathway to receiving recognition, to being recognized for who you are as well. And along with the ascendant, it's very much linked to your public persona. So let's take a look at the question and the chart of Selena. Now, Selena's question was simply, I was wondering about my career, what sort of work best suits me? Okay, so using that method that we teach at the LSA, I'd look at the sun immediately here and its conjunction to Venus. They're in the 7th house in the sign of Taurus. I'd also look at the moon, which is in Sagittarius in the 3rd house. And I'd look at the MC, which is in Cancer. And you'll notice immediately, those of you who know a bit about astrology, that the midheaven in Cancer, the ruler of the midheaven is that moon. So there's a double underlining here between those. Okay. So let's think, Selena, the important thing about vocational astrology is not to sit there and try to give a client or a student 101 or even 5 different career job names or possibilities. It's much better to help describe what this person needs to do fundamentally, who they are. Because what you'll notice, the more charts you read, is that there are solicitors, there are lawyers, there are politicians who do who they are, as reflected by the chart, in their work, through their work. And you'll find that you look at 100 different lawyers and they'll have 100 different horoscopes because they all have 100 different approaches, motivations, end games, goals, ways of working with people. So same with astrologers. There's 101 different types of chart for astrologers because we all have different motivations, different styles, different approaches. Okay. So rather than saying, okay, Taurus is good at X, Y, and Z, so you should be a banker or you should be a debt collector or something, it's much better to say on a fundamental level, Taurus is about support and building and developing something slowly, gradually, taking something of material value and building upon it. Yeah? And when you find Taurus connected to the 7th house, along with Venus here, this is somebody that's very good at being a support system for other people. Now, it doesn't mean you have to be there for other people full stop and neglect your needs. What I'm saying is that your needs, your general sense of who you are in the world, what you're in the process of becoming, is wrapped up in providing support and stability for people. And of course, you need to get that for yourself, really, before you can dare give it to other people. So Taurus is known as the rock. It really is the great rock of Gibraltar for everybody. And in this chart, it could be through the sensual realm, the physical realm, through food, through body, through massage, because of the opposition to Pluto as well here. It could even be about psychology, going deep, exploring people's motivation. But we mustn't forget it's Taurus as well. So it's through the body. It could be deep tissue massage. It could be helping people really get to the essence or get in touch with their bodies in some way too. So it's a very physical aspect too. Now, Taurus is very connected to the material world in terms of it being an earth sign. It's often linked along with the sign of Leo to banking, to money, to savings, etc. And so there's going to be probably an aspect of your character, Selena, that is very adept at dealing with money, with finances. But I would imagine that you'll want to go deeper than that. You'll want to go further. You want to do something more meaningful than simply being a cashier somewhere. Or if you are, you'll want to do something in addition to that that really speaks to this fundamental need to be there for people, to be this very solid, powerful ally in people's lives. Taurus and 7th house. On a daily level, you've got the moon, very, very different energy from Taurus. Taurus likes to know where everything is. As a general rule, it's interested in stability and security on a financial and material level, particularly. But the moon in Sagittarius, what does it need? It needs to travel. It needs variety. It needs a cause. The Sagittarian moon people are often the great evangelists, standing up and getting people excited about a new idea, a new belief system. Come and join me. Let's jump on board and get excited. So that moon in Sagittarius is very different from the stable, secure, slow energy of Taurus. And is that a conflict? It could be. But for me, we all have corners of our charts that need looking after and that need attention. And the sun in Taurus, with the Venus there as well, is the support system, what you need to give other people and what you also need to learn from other people. The moon in Sagittarius has a gypsy quality about it, always traveling, exploring what's next. Yes, I was interested in the last week, but I'm learning something new this week. We've always got to keep that interested as well. So there's a gradual transformation of the body with the Taurus, but also there's a dynamic energy here with the moon in Sagittarius and with its opposition to Mars. So teaching, traveling, learning, always having a new course that you're doing to broaden your skills, to add to your diverse set of skills as well. And the MC in Cancer is linked to the reputation as a caretaker. It might be that you're looking after family, or at work, people are family, or it's like a tight-knit group of people or a tribe of people. That's very much the midheaven in Cancer, wanting to take care. So there is very much a caretaking role here, but there's also a need to inspire people to keep learning, and for you to keep learning yourself as well. So in a sense, to answer your question of what work best suits you, there's got to be a permanence about the work, something that's stable. But I would say choose work that allows you the freedom to travel, to try new things, to connect to new people, and to never really get stuck in one place. So the Taurus needs to be looked after, needs to be followed, but also the moon needs to be fed. That's how I would put that. Okay, well, I hope that's been an introduction that's useful for you, Selena. Let's go back to the main page. Those of you who are interested in asking questions, go to londonschoolastrastrology.com, sign up for a free account, email us there with your question, with your birth details. You'll also find me on Astrologer Frank on Instagram as well. And I hope to speak to you soon. Take care of yourself, and take care of yourself, Selena.